Hi students, I am Lokesh Gowda from Daridipa. Welcome to the Daridipa YouTube channel. Here you are getting SSLC related classes. Please subscribe our channel and drop your feedback in the comment box. Please watch, share and subscribe. Thank you. Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the one of the important lesson of your chemistry, that is chemical reactions and equations. It is one of the very easiest lessons in the 10th chemistry. Before going to discuss about the chemical reactions and equations, we have to revise some of the concepts which we have studied in the 9th or 8th standard. So first we can revise those concepts, then we can come to the topic chemical reactions. So what are those concepts? I think you might have studied in the previous classes about the changes around us. Dear students, in our surroundings we can see the several changes. What are those changes? These changes which takes place in our surroundings, those are classified into two types, such as physical change and chemical change. Physical change and chemical change. So what is meant by physical change and chemical change? What are the differences between these two changes? So I will give you some examples related to the physical and chemical changes. So what are those? Folding of paper, melting of ice, then tearing the paper. These are the examples of physical changes. Why these are called as physical changes? For example, folding of paper. Suppose one paper is given to you. If you are asked to fold the paper, means you can fold it in a different manner or different shapes. Then melting of ice is also the example of physical change. Why these are called as physical changes? What are physical changes? Physical change is a type of change in which no new substance is formed during the change. Suppose when you are folding the paper is going to be changed into the different shape, but there is no any change of chemical property. Only thing, physical properties are changed. Which are those? Size of the paper or the shape of the paper is changed, but no new substance is formed. This is called as physical change. Melting of ice. Ice melts into the water. The chemical property of the ice and water is same. The solid form of water is called as ice. When you give the temperature to the ice, it changes into the water. That is in the form of liquid. But no chemical properties are going to be changed. Here, only thing, physical property, state of the matter is changed. Then tearing the paper. One paper is given to you to tear it. You can tear it into the many pieces. But we are getting the pieces of paper, but not any other new substance. So these are called as physical change. Physical change means it is a change in which no new substance is formed. This is called as physical change. What about chemical change? For example, burning of paper. Burning of a paper. Setting of curd. Then any burning of papers or setting of curds, bursting the crackers, bursting of a cracker. These are the examples of chemical changes. Why these are called as chemical changes? For example, burning of a paper. When you are folding the paper, that is called as physical change. When you burn such a paper, here we are getting the new substances. When you burn the paper, we get the light as well as ash, and the carbon dioxide is released, carbon monoxide is released during the burning. So this is called as chemical change. New substances are formed here. Which are new substances? The formation of light energy and the formation of ash after burning. Setting of curd. Suppose if you are going to change the milk into curd. This is the example of chemical change. How do you get the curd from a milk? When we put the some spoons or few spoons of curd or the buttermilk into the milk, next day we are getting the curd. That is the example of chemical change. Here new substance is formed. Which is new substance? Curd is a new substance. How we are getting? When you are going to set the milk with a little bit curd or buttermilk, we are getting the curd in the next day. So this is an example of chemical change because new substances are formed here. Chemical properties are changed. How do we say that the chemical properties are changed? The property of the milk before going to change it into the curd was different, and after getting the curd, the property of the curd is different. We know that the taste of the milk and the what we call state of the milk. It is a liquid. It was a liquid before setting into the curd. When it is changed into the curd, the property is changed. The taste of the curd is changed, as well as the state of the curd is also changed. It is a semi-solid. When it was milk, it was a liquid. Now it is semi-solid. So the state of the matter is changed during the chemical change. Here new substance is formed as a curd. Here one more example is given, that is bursting of cracker. Bursting of a cracker is also example of chemical change. When you burst the cracker, some sound energy is produced, as well as light is produced, and the smoke is produced. These are the new substances which can be seen during the bursting of cracker. This is an example of chemical change. So when we see these all examples, we can conclude that during the chemical change, new substances are formed. Along with the physical properties, chemical properties also changed. So these changes are somewhat permanent changes as compared to the physical changes. These physical changes are temporary changes which can be reversed easily, but chemical changes are permanent changes, and these can also be reversed by some chemical methods. And one more example I can give you about the chemical change. Respiration, photosynthesis, these all are examples of chemical changes, because during photosynthesis the plant can prepare its food, that we call it as glucose. It can prepare the glucose by using the raw materials such as carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of sunlight. So here end product is glucose and oxygen. These two are new products which are produced during the chemical change. So it is an example of chemical change. As well as we know that respiration means here the energy is utilized by using the oxygen, and what is produced along with the energy, carbon dioxide, as a waste product in our body. So new substances are produced here. This is also example of chemical change. Dear students, when we know the concept chemical change, the chemical reaction is very easy to learn. Wherever you can see the chemical changes, their chemical reaction is taking place. During the physical change, no chemical reaction takes place. During chemical change, chemical reaction takes place. For example, here, while burning a paper or while setting off with curd, bursting of crackers, here all we can see that chemical reactions. When the chemical reaction is taking place, their new substances are produced. So we are going to discuss about the chemical reactions here. So I hope you have understand the difference between the physical and chemical change. When we are studying about the chemical reactions, we must know about the chemical change, so that we have revised now. What is meant by chemical reaction? This can be seen during chemical change. What is meant by chemical reaction? It is a reaction. It is a reaction in which two or more substances react each other to form new substances. This is the main thing what we are studying. So what I said, that during the chemical change new substances are produced. because of chemical reaction. Here, what is chemical reaction? It is a reaction in which two or more substances react each other to form new substances with different properties. With different properties. As I said that here, when we are during the photosynthesis or during respiration, we know that during respirations what happens? The glucose react with the oxygen and releases the energy. It releases energy with carbon dioxide and water. So here you can see that the two substances are reacting each other and end products are different here. New substances are produced with the different properties. How the property was the glucose different and the property was the oxygen was different. After the chemical reaction, the end products what we are getting here, those are having the different properties. This is called as chemical reaction. One of the example you might have known about this, H2 plus O2, H2O. We have studied in the previous classes. When hydrogen and oxygen combine each other or react each other in a chemical reaction, we are getting water. We know that H2O is the chemical formula of water. Here see that the property of hydrogen and oxygen was different before the chemical reaction. When they react each other, we are getting the new product or the new substance that is called as water. It has the different properties as compared to these two. That is called as chemical reaction. We know that, just I said that when the milk reacts with the little bit curd or the buttermilk, we are getting curd. Here the milk property was different. When the chemical reaction taken place, here what is formed? Curd is formed. That is chemical change where you can see the chemical reaction. Hope you have understood. Suppose if the magnesium ribbon is burnt in the presence of oxygen, we are getting the magnesium oxide. Here is, you see there, the property of the magnesium and the property of the oxygen before the reaction was different. After chemical reaction, we are getting the new substance with a different property. How it was magnesium? It was in the form of solid ribbon. When it is burned in the presence of oxygen, we are getting the magnesium oxide ash, powder like substance ash. We are getting white color magnesium oxide. We will get new substance. Its property, these two properties are different before the reaction. After reaction, the product what we are getting, its property is different. So these are the several examples what I have given for chemical reaction. So here we can conclude that what is chemical reaction? It is a reaction in which two or more substances react each other to form new substances with the different properties or different chemical properties. You can write that. These are the examples you can give to the chemical reactions. So what happens during the chemical reaction? What changes can be observed during the chemical reaction? Or what are the changes that occur during the chemical reaction? We can study that. The changes that occur during chemical reactions. What are those? First one is change in state. Change in state. State of the matter can be changed. Change in state. Just I said that. Here see that hydrogen when reacts with oxygen gives the water. State of the hydrogen was gas before reaction, as well as oxygen, it was also in the form of gas. Gaseous state. See that state of the matter. Hydrogen gaseous state, oxygen gaseous state. Here we are getting the water in the liquid state. So during chemical, it is an example of chemical reaction. In this reaction, we are getting the new substance with a different state. Gas plus gas, we are getting liquid state. In some of the chemical reactions, it may remain same, state may remain same, but the other changes can be observed. Which are those? Change in odor or smell, what we can say that. change in color, you can see, change in color. See, change in state, I think you might have understood that. Then change in color. Change in color means after the chemical reaction, what product we are getting, there the color, change in color can be seen there. For example, I'll give you the example that bursting of crackers or the burning of paper, you can take that. Very easy example. Burning of paper. See, when you are burning the paper, their chemical reaction takes place. We know that new substances are getting after the reaction. So it is called as a chemical change where chemical reaction has been taken place. So when we are burning a paper, before burning the paper, the property or the color of the paper was white or what we have taken. After burning, what we are getting, the ash, that is not similar to the color of a paper. Color of the paper was different as compared to the end product. So here change in color has taken place. So during chemical changes or during the chemical reactions, you can write that during chemical reactions, what are the changes taken place means change in state, change in color, then change in smell or odor. In terms of science, we are writing odor. Change in odor. Odor means smell. Suppose when you are bursting the cracker, you might have understood or you might have observed that some of the gases are released which give the different smell after burning the cracker. So that is an example of chemical reaction. During the chemical reaction, the smell or odor is produced. Or while setting the milk into a curd, the milk smell was different. After formation of curd, the curd smell is different. So here, during chemical reaction, change in smell or odor takes place. Then evolution of gases. Here, some gases are going to be released during the chemical reaction. Some gases are released. For example, while burning a paper, the smoke is produced. Or just I said that during photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide and the water are the raw materials which are used by the plants to prepare the food. But the end products with the glucose, oxygen is released. Here see there, new gas is evolved. This is an example of chemical reaction. Here, evolution of gases. While bursting the crackers, some gases are produced. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, we can say that some gases are produced. So these evolution of gases can also be seen during the chemical reaction. So these are the main four changes that occur during the chemical reactions. Then the question can be asked, during the chemical reaction only change in state of matter takes place or any other? In some chemical reactions change in state takes place. In some chemical reaction, evolution of gases takes place. It depends on the chemical reaction. See here, when hydrogen and oxygen combine each other, what we are getting? Water is getting. Here, no evolution of any gases. Then it cannot be called as a chemical reaction? No. Any one among these. Either change in state, change in color, change in smell or odor, evolution of gases. Along with this, formation of new substances. That is very important. The new substances are produced during the chemical reactions. Hope you have understood about the chemical reactions and what are the changes that occur during chemical reaction. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical equations. Later we are going to study about the types of chemical reaction. Before going to study about the chemical reactions, we can study about the chemical equations.